Vlad, thanks very much for taking some more time. A year later, it's great to have a rundown on Metratech again, because I understand there's been some massive steps forward over what's supposed to be a recession. Do you want to tell me a little bit about it and where you are now versus this time last year?
Sure. Thank you very much for having me. Yes, recession is there. I mean, we all feel it in home budgets, but from our perspective as a company, we were able to convert that into a great value. The real secret sauce in the whole process is really a need to monetize the services. And suddenly the desire of the service providers, both in the telecoms and outside of the telecom industry, is to find the faster ways of doing that, easier ways to do that, utilizing their existing legacy platforms and reducing their capex, really, getting much faster to the network. And we enable many of them to do that much faster and within constraints of the capital expenditure.
Okay, but I mean, we've been talking for a number of years, and you invested in what seemed like some fairly revolutionary ideas right from the start of Metratech, in fact. And all of a sudden, it seems their time has come. I was at this, we were talking, was at a light reading conference yesterday, and in fact, Michelle Berger, who is the head of architecture at Vodafone, mentioned Metratech alongside another big player. But it was mentioned specifically because he was saying the future is metadata, which is what you based your architecture on years ago. Do you want to tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, it's fascinating when you have somebody like Vodafone, especially head of architecture of Vodafone, mentioning you in an open conference. And they're not our customer. I would love and wish to have them as a customer. I think that recognition that Michelle have identified is coming from really a need to look at a completely new architectures. We did take that decision early on, and that allows us to grow much faster. That architecture also allows us to deploy the systems within the existing infrastructures. And it is no surprise that the head of architecture would actually outline that, because from their perspective they can realize the potential that metadata allows you to do that, and it allows you really to translate the complexities that you have within the organization that are not related only for technical challenges, but actually really business challenges. How do you translate your business relationship with your partners, with your clients, with your consumer? How do you translate that into an IT infrastructure that makes some sense? And it also allows you that you can, well, I wouldn't say make mistake, but really to modify that on the fly. I think that we have to recognize that in terms of the architectures today, we're not talking anymore about a modular architecture of the applications, but actually a morphing architecture of the applications. In a sense that you have retained the control, you have operational excellence, you have a significant throughput in that application, but still you have an ability to modify it as you go along. Recently, actually, Gartner's outlined that and called it as dynamic business modeling, DBM. I'm very proud to say that we have embraced that model very early on. For several years right now, we're giving that benefit to our customers, and they are using it to experiment with the business models that not necessarily means immediate huge investments, and certainly very fast times to the market.
You now for billing effectively for their cloud platforms that they're rolling out. Why did they choose Metratech?
That's yeah. Thank you for bringing it up. I think that the Microsoft, first you have to before even setting why choosing Metratech and using Metranet for their platform of choice. Why would somebody like Microsoft at all purchase anything? I think that many CIOs currently are thinking about, should I purchase, should I develop? That's typical question, but in specific to that, if you look at a Microsoft, which is a software company that has definitely a potential, has one of the most innovative software development teams, why would they buy the software? First, because the level of investment that somebody like Metratech have put into the platform and put the architecture together, it will save the time. And as I said earlier, the issue is how quickly you can get to the desired result. And in terms of completely new markets where Microsoft is really leading the way into putting the products that they call the BPOS, which is an online services product for business applications, and call it today the cloud services. They needed to monetize those services very, very fast on. So there is no more a latency in between let's launch the service and then wait on and see how it is picking up, and then we'll find out how we're going to charge for it. In this particular case, when you're talking about online environment and online businesses, as soon as you launch a service, you have to monetize it immediately. We saw it several other examples in which when you start with a free applications and free usage of certain applications on online environment, you have to continue. Otherwise, you will not have retention of the consumer in there. And I think that the Microsoft decision in that sense was a very sound one. I believe that one of the real reasons why they chose Metratech against anybody else to be a partner in this process and grow with them was our ability to demonstrate that. We were able to provide a unequivocal proof that our application can satisfy their current demands and any future demands. And that was done in a proof of concept, which was set up within the environment of Microsoft. So in a very controlled environment in which they monitored every single aspect of configuration of the application. And we were very happy and very proud to say that really there was no need for a customization of the application. It was truly a configurable environment in which we satisfied completely new set of requirements, as opposed to our traditional space where we operated and we supported a telecom service.
You're still you're a privately held company, financially very well off at the moment, I understand, doing really well. What sort of advantages does that give you as well?
I think it's significant, at least for us. As a smaller organization, we really focus on top products. And I must highlight that our success is really dependent on our partners. Most of our deployments outside and even within the United States is developed and delivered by the partners. Quite a number of them were able to host our application. We have enabled ourselves to have an annuity stream that gives us a stability, financial stability in the operation, but also gives us a stability in terms of the view in the future and how the backlog of the orders are actually handled. So being a private enables us to really manage our own future without really dependency of giving the proofs continuously onto the market where we are and why we are making certain investments. Our investment strategy is to go and grow more geographically. We have opened the offices in Asia. We are serving the Latin America as well from our office in Brazil. And in coming months, we're going to offer and announce several other regions that we're going to be doing. So we as an organization are growing. We're focusing in launching the new versions. This summer we launched the version 6.0. Next year is upcoming version 7.0. And the future is bright in many aspects. We really look to work with the service providers to help them to convert those services, not necessarily theirs, into money.
Okay, well, thanks a lot. It looks like we better do an update reasonably quickly as it's going at such a speed at the moment. Appreciate the time, Vlad.
Thank you very much, Mike.